All right. We'll just quickly explain what we're doing today. We're gonna be doing one of Will's favorite things in the entire world. Okay, which is pulling guard. Okay. I'll just explain what it means first for those of you that just new to jiu-jitsu, don't know what it really looks like, don't know why we do it, don't know why people just sit on their bottoms for no reason whatsoever. And especially when you first start wrestling, a lot of people who are more experienced than you will kind of just sit down and just like say, come at me, bro, right? It's like this. Come at me, bro. Oh, they just sit down like this, right? Now, pulling guard essentially is just your way of getting into guard before your partner has a chance to take you down, right? So in training, people pull guard for a number of reasons. One is laziness, because they don't want to take down. Two is they're trying to work something from guard maybe, so they want to get into guard. And three is just that maybe they're more comfortable in guard, right? So they want to wrestle from a guard position. Now, one of the biggest differences of jiu-jitsu from a lot of martial arts is the ground game and is the guard, right? Jiu-jitsu has a lot of attacks from the guard, close guard, whatnot, which is why people do it. So it's very understandable that people want to pull guard because there's so many attacks from there. You can sweep, you can submit, you can take the back. There's so many options from the guard position. So that's why people pull guard, right? Now in competition, okay, you'll see a lot of people pulling guard because firstly, pulling guard's a lot easier than trying to take someone down, right? Pulling guard is a lot easier than trying to take someone down, and most people are better in the guard position than on top, which is why I'd say like 95% of the people at an BJJ comps tend to sit down, try to pull guard just to try to use their favorite game on the other person, right? Whereas in some other rule sets like ADCC, they penalize pulling guard, which is why you'll see that a lot less often. You'll see people, the wrestling game and the top game being more dominant in ADCC rule sets. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now, Will's gonna show you a couple of ways he likes to pull guard. But before we do that, just explaining some of the do's and don'ts when you pull guard. You never want to pull guard, right, to where you're on your back, like this. Okay, this is called a turtle. Not the turtle, but this is on your back like a turtle. You can't do anything from here. Okay, we're just like waving our arms and legs around. It's very easy for Will to try and pass, try to do anything if I'm pulling guard on him. If I just lay down like that, Will is just gonna take advantage of this. Oh no, boy, no, I'm already getting passed. All right, paddle. Okay. So never, if you're pulling guard, just lay down like this. If you're a beginner and you see someone do this to you straight away, immediately grab a leg and just get around them. They've got no leverage to sort of really pass the guard or form any sort of attack from that position, okay? Now, secondly, and more importantly, I guess, is that you want to get a grip, any sort of a grip when you're pulling guard, right? So for example, if we're standing up, so you stand up. If you're pulling guard from standing position, even if it's something basic, you just want to sit down, you still have to get a grip. Any grip that you can get a hold of to then sit down to get to the guard position. Whether it be collar, sleeve, even pants, okay? So let's say I go for a single, I pick it up, he's defending, I'm pulling him into my seated guard, okay? You always want some form of contact where you're controlling the other person, okay, before you actually, drop to the ground to get into your guard, okay? You always want to be getting a grip. For training purposes, it's an advantage to try and get a grip so you don't end up on your back with no grips, right? You always want to be grip fighting. In competition, if you just drop, it's a penalty for you. They'll stand you back up and you have to go again. So it's kind of like waste of time. So you try to always get a grip before you're pulling guard, okay? Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about pulling guard, please let me know. But otherwise, will go over some of his favorite ways of pulling guard. His favorite thing in the whole wide world. Okay, besides triangles. Okay, so.
Alright, so pulling guard, we start from standing. The first one is the one I do the most in competition. It's usually at the very start with slap bump. And then I want to avoid the getting taken down on any of the takedown stuff. So I want to pull as fast as I can. The way I do that is I just grab a collar and I sit here. I just flop to the ground. And then from here I've avoided the takedowns and I can go into any open guard I want. Notice I have the collar here and Wade doesn't have any grips. I'm essentially winning right now. Okay? So it's very important. And then you get your grips and you go into whatever guard you want. But that's what I'll do. I'll grab a grip and drop straight away before we even start gripping. Okay? Because once I start gripping...
Oh, wait, my turn!
Wade could pull or he could take me down. Okay? So slap bump and grab and drop. And I'm in. That's my number one way.
Speedy Gonzalez with that.
Yeah, you need to be... That's why they always say be first, get to your position, make them play.
That's a show-year-old, man. We're AP today. We're not show-year-old, bro.
What's AP say?
I don't know.
Second one, I'll normally do this after I've done the first one and I stand back up because I don't want to get a takedown again. So let's say I go down, I hold for 3 seconds, it's still up. I might stand, grab the collar grip. If he takes me down, it doesn't count as a takedown because I've been down for 3 seconds. Unless I stay here for 3 seconds. So I've got two and a half seconds to do something. So from here, I'll do like a traditional guard pull. I'll put my leg up and I go aggressive here.
Oh, wait!
Down, okay? And then I'll just go into whatever grips I want. I like to play like a misery guard here. So this is how I do it. I'll pull, nothing happens, I'll stand back up, I'll grab it, I'll pull in, okay? It's just a bit more aggressive, so I'm straight away to my position and he's compromised.
Is there any way you can do that not so aggressively, and if we're just training?
You can. Yeah, it's like the traditional
So
one.
what's a better way? What's a softer way?
Oh, I see. You drag yourself. Oh, I see. But I don't like that one. Yeah, you should. I like kick them. You should like hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the third one is I'll jump straight to my close guard. So here and I'll jump in. Okay. And then I'll try and bring him down. And then I'm in my favorite guard.
Close guard.
Which is close guard.
And now stand up. Oh, he sweeps. And he gets on top. Oh. So what would make you choose between the three?
At the start, I'll do the first one, try and get to my open guard and play that. If I'm near the end of a match and I'm winning, I'll jump close guard here. Okay? Because I know I'm very strong and they're hard to pass from my close guard. And I can delay, I can stall if I need to. If I need to get points real quick, I'll do the first one or the second one here because I find it much easier to sweep from an open guard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And then I can get my sweep points faster.
See.
So that's what I do.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are 3 ways that Will likes to pull guard. I think that's very reasonable. Any tips or anything for
I will say,
starting out?
when I pull guard, for the first one, I don't really care which collar I get. But if I'm doing any of the second 2, I usually like to grab the cross collar. Okay? This might be confusing for you guys because in the syllabus we say to grab mirror. But you can do this one. Just beware that they can't get to your back.
Oh.
But because I know that, it'll be a bit harder. Okay? But here, because it's easier for me to cross collar drag and also just like playing misery from this position. So that's right. It gets me into the grip I already want instead of switching.
Oh, very good. And you notice that when Will pulls guard, it's very aggressive. It's almost like he's attacking, right? So he's not sitting back. He's trying to attack pulling guard. All right, so a very proactive move. So when you pull guard, you have to pull like you were trying to sweep, like you were trying to do a takedown. So it has to have that intention. Okay, so that's why it's very effective, because he's really putting all his intentions into that move. Okay. Any questions about pulling guard?
Yeah. Also, if you don't pull aggressively and you just do it nice, it lets them be able to pass much easier.
Yes. They can't see your face.
Oh.
Very good.
Yeah. And you
Who's
can.
Frantic Freak?
Who?
Frantic Freak.
I don't know.
It says crawl on top of me and meet your doom. I don't know what that means.
Cool.
Crawl, yeah. Yeah. Any? Ooh.
This is how I practice the one I
Hey,
do
Jay
in
Sativa and Benny
You can
Grills.
practice it by yourself. You just pretend to grab a collar and I just sit down on my butt. Like that. And that's what
What would you call that, Will?
I don't know.
You know, like it's like in those movies where you're like sitting there, no, come help me. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. But that's what I do to warm up. I do like this. People think I'm retarded or something. That's what I'm imagining to grab a collar.
Okay. So pulling half guard, I don't mind doing it, okay, because I like half guard. So the way Will pulls guard, especially like you said with the later two, he goes cross collar, right? This is perfect for half guard. I personally, when I pull half guard, I need at least this grip, right? So once I get this grip, I'm going to collar drag him a little bit as I do this. So I kind of want him offside, because if I want to pull half guard, I don't want to pull half guard with him straight down and my back's flat on the ground and he can smash pass straight away. Okay, so when I pull half guard, I want him on the side a little bit. Okay, so let's say we're here, we're front on, I grab. As I pull, I'm going to drag him a little bit as I sit in. Okay, so as I sit in, this leg comes around. Okay, we'll come to the side. So he's not front on with me. Because then now, best case scenario, I come up, boom, I can attack straight away. Worst case scenario, we get here and he comes back towards me. And I have my half guard here. Okay, so when you pull half guard, try to pull to the side with the cross collar grip. Okay, and I want to step around to the outside when I capture his leg. Okay, ideally, if you have this one, even better. You have the cross collar and the sleeve. So when you pull in, you can really direct where his arm goes, because you don't want that arm all the way across for the smash pass. If you have the arm, I can get it here. So if you try smash pass, I can punch it away from me, and I can come up, start attacking. Most people, if they're any good, they'll know that's happening, so they'll come back in, won't let you get the back, and try to get into your half guard instead, because it's a safer space. But then you have your half guard. Okay, so that's how I pull half guard. We're just gonna explain pulling guard. I think the biggest thing for beginners especially is when you first start, okay, don't be afraid to attack whatever guard they give you, okay? So if Will's just being lazy, it's my first time, he's like, hey man, how you going? Let's wrestle. Just pull the guard. Oh, he just sits down there. Okay, I'm just not gonna just let him pull in without any grips. Ah, no bueno! Oh, no bueno! Okay, no good. Okay, so for a beginner, if my partner just pulls guard, he sits down like that, you gotta start working to break your grips. Don't let him have a grip, remember? For him, when he doesn't have a grip, he's a turtle. He's a turtle! Okay?
I can't get up.
That's it, all right? So don't let him get that. So first thing you got to work on, person just sit down in front of you, don't let him get gripped. Boom, just break it off, okay? Oh, break it off, okay? Now, if you get to this position and they don't have grips, or even they just sit down, Will just thinks I'm useless and just sits down like, yeah, whatever, man, you're not going to pass my guard, okay? Then you get your grips and you start moving him around. Get him to become a turtle. Yeah. Just move him around. Make him a turtle. And then you can just get around for side control and whatnot, okay? Because then you're more proactive. Whereas his being a turtle, he's just laying on his back. Cool? Just some tips for if your first couple of days of wrestling, your partner just sits down like this, you're like, get away from me. Get away from me. All right, you can become a turtle. Turtle. All right, get around side control. Okay? You get the idea.